Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Barrett Kanjongwa channel for a brand new video. Now today we're going to be having a little chat about eating out. It's a cultural difference between here and the UK. Now when I was in the UK, I would probably eat out like, I don't know, maximum once a month because it's so expensive to eat out. It's seen as quite a luxury, you know, for a birthday or if you're on a night out with your friends, because it might cost, you know, if you're typically going out to a nice restaurant and you want a starter, you want a main and you want a drink or two, it's going to cost you in the region of 300 RMB per person. And when food is so much cheaper to buy at a supermarket, you know, people get used to cooking themselves. And because the minimum cost of living is so expensive in the UK, you know, paying 300 RMB each time you go out to eat is quite a lot for the average person, you know. So it's typically reserved for, you know, occasions or people who have plenty of money and can eat out all the time. But in China, it's very different. The one thing I really love about living in China is the fact that in the cities you can kind of live as cheap or as expensive as you like. When I first came to China back in the start of 2019, I was very skint. I didn't have that much money. So I had to really, you know, live on about 50 RMB a day. And thankfully, I didn't have to pay rent at that time because my dad was, you know, housing me. But I had to pay for my own food and things like that. And I had about 50 RMB a day to live on, which is not a great deal. But quite comfortably, you can eat 3 meals a day in Shenzhen or in a Chinese city for 50 RMB. Now, there's no way on earth you can eat out 3 times a day in the UK for that much. Like, that is unheard of. However, in China, you can also spend hundreds of thousands of RMB a day if you really want to do that. But it's nice that you have the range, you have the option. If you are a bit tight on money on 1 month, you can live very cheaply. So eating out becomes a norm. You know, I don't even think too much of it when I go and eat out now. It's like 3-4 times a week, and then you're ordering Waimai like almost every day, and that's insane to me, you know. I would have takeout maybe once every 2 weeks. That wouldn't be as much of a luxury as going out to eat, but still, that's not very often that we do that because it is very expensive. But here, the convenience and the how cheap it is to get Waimai is just, it's unbelievable. And it is something I will really miss when I do leave China, because I'm gonna have to get used to cooking myself a lot more. I do try and cook myself as much as I can, but you know, it's so easy and cheap to get Waimai. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. You just end up doing that quite a lot, which is not the most healthy way to live. But there we go, we all have our flaws. Now, I'm sure a lot of you watching have been to live abroad in Western countries. Now, I'd love to hear down in the comments what your thoughts and feelings were about, you know, the new sort of prices that it was costing you to eat out. And did you have to learn how to cook most of your own food? Because yeah, it's a shame. That's one thing I really do love about living in China. Anyway, I want to keep this video short and sweet. Let me know what you think down in the comments and drop a like if you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. For now, take care.